Do you have a dream that you've been putting on the back burner, but you were ready to step out on faith and not really sure where to start? Today, we are talking with screenwrite player, author, and filmmaker, Sister Batten. She is the creator and founder of Sister Batten Productions, and I'm so glad that she's here today. Thank you so much. Welcome to the contentcure.co.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sister Batten, I would love if you shared a little bit about yourself with the listeners.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I want to thank you for this awesome opportunity. I appreciate it. Anytime to share with your viewers is wonderful. And my name is Sister Tina Batten, and I'm founder of Sister Batten Productions. And my whole motto is bringing encouragement and inspiration from the street, because that's where I'm from, born in Philly, raised in the Bronx, to the stage, because all of my projects are first birthed on the stage as a playwright. And then to film, I do a script adaptation and then enhance it and do all the fun stuff that you're able to do on film. And now books. I'm entering the arena or industry of books, so I'm pretty excited. Yes.
And you did mention before we start rolling the camera that you have your book coming out on the 25th, The Prayer Warrior. Can you share a little bit about that with the audience?
Absolutely. Let's see. The Lord brought my sister friend in San Diego, a beautiful young lady, a gifted writer, and author herself. So brought us together. So I'm in the film industry and stage play, and she is an author in a romance. Her name is Tracy, and brought us together on this dynamic project. It was like we were both on each other's heart, and we reached out to each other. We've known each other for about 20 years or so, and always said we were going, let's do something, let's do something. And then the timing was right, the project was right, and it just happened. And it's just been a blessing. And you'll have to have her on your show too. But yeah, it's been wonderful working with her. And the book is it launches on the 25th. Again, like you said, it's called The Prayer Warrior, and it's about intercessory prayer, warring in the spirit. Everybody knows there's a thin line between the natural and the spiritual realm. So we tap into that a little bit. So it's going to be very interesting, a really good read, I believe, and that launches on the 25th. Tracy and I, we are in pre-order sales right now, and we're doing pretty good. So you can get the book anywhere: Amazon, iBooks, Kobo, just anywhere. Mm-hmm.
Sister Batten, you're so modest. Tell the audience where it is right now on Amazon. What number is it?
It's number one. We keep going battling back and forth with our number one best release, new release flag. But we've had it for quite a while. I think we did that like in 24 hours when we first launched it at the beginning of the month. Yeah, so we're excited about that. It's been doing really good. And I think it's the teen and young adult Christian fantasy. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. At
Yeah.
first, when you told me the title, I thought it was going to be like a journal. I'm not saying a journal won't come, knock on wood.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was going to be a journal or some sort of devotional. But then when I realized, oh my gosh, it's a Christian fantasy novel, I got excited. I'm not going to lie, I got excited.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into the visual storytelling, filmmaking, and stage play industry?
I always liked to write when I was younger, but it wasn't real serious. I was mainly serious into dancing, a dancer. That's what I did. That was my love. So it wasn't until I turned my life over to the Lord, and then these giftings started to really blossom. And I started receiving these visions that I just started writing what I saw and the dialogue. And then I would go through these episodes where I would feel everything that these characters were going through. I would laugh, cry. I mean, it was exhausting receiving these visions. And so that's how it first started. I wasn't on this route to be in this industry. I was always a performing arts, but not as a writer or anything serious like that. So it's definitely a God-given gift that was blossomed. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I was not expecting that to be your story. I knew that you were in dance and I knew that that was your first passion, your first love, but I had no clue that, like you said, there was divine intervention to where the gift just came to you. So I'd love to expand on the ways that you help others step out on faith And like you said, I love the catchphrase you put in your application to be on the
Yes.
podcast. Can you
Yes.
share the phrase with our audience?
Oh, was it what must be my motto, bringing encouragement and inspiration from the street to the stage to film and now books.
No, it's, hold on. Let me pull it up really fast. Oh my gosh. It is, it was a really cute phrase.
So many.
Let me see. Let me pull it up really fast. I have to type like lightning speed. Let's see. It is.
But I will say that I've given opportunity and given a platform to a lot of young people. They are my heart. Young adults, that age 16 to your 20s. And so I've discovered a lot of hidden talent in the church that way. They've been on, just providing a beautiful and safe environment for them to utilize their gifts, and they've gone on to, produce their own music and do their writings of their own. I'm so proud of them babies. They grown, but they still babies.
Yes. So the phrase that you shared here was, don't diss small and humble beginnings.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. You know why I say that? Because you use what you have and just start. For me, when I have that desire, a project, it's like I can't get sleep, I can't get rest. I'm thinking totally about and focused on that particular project until it is birthed. And then after it's done, I'm like, I feel like you lost 20 pounds. You're like, I did it. And you get that release. And it's like, yes, because it's like the Lord puts you, you're responsible for this project and bringing it to the people. And so it's just a beautiful, beautiful. And the thing about me is that I'm able to seamlessly move through stage and film very nicely. I'm in those spaces, real, and now books, of course. But yeah, and so I'm just really proud of that, and I give God all the glory and all of the beautiful talent and people that I've worked with, and it's just been a wonderful experience. But I started with what I had.
I love that. I started my business with what I had too.
Okay, come on. We shopped in my house, thrift stores, looking for props. You know what I mean? It's amazing what I can do with a plastic roll, what do you call it? Tablecloth roll. Oh my goodness, you make them look like curtains. You do some wonderful things with that on a really, really
Wow.
tight budget. Beautiful scenery.
So what would be a tip for any young person out there that they feel like they have a gift, like a creative gift, but they're afraid to embrace it? What's one key tip you can give them?
I would say, because it's an outlet, it's like you have to get it out. So you have to express yourself. And if it's in your if you need to write it down, if you need to journal, I'm a journaler. So I journal my thoughts. And you never know, sometimes those thoughts wind up to be poems, spoken word pieces, skits, film. You just never know where it's going to go. But I would say, get those feelings out and write them down, record them on your phone, whatever. But you have to have that release to get them out. And then from there, you start searching for safe places, like people like me. You know what I mean? That you're able to have a platform nationally too, to express yourself, and just those gifts just flourish. I mean, I've seen growth in these young people. Beautiful. I'm like, if you get there before I do, don't forget me, okay? They that good. That good.
I love it. I love it that, you shouldn't keep it all inside. You should really embrace it and let it out, let the feelings out. I too have embraced journaling the last few months since the pandemic. Even before the pandemic, I've been writing affirmations and stuff like that, but journaling, whether it's positive or negative, has really been really cool for me to do. So I love that. What's a key tip you have for adults that maybe they had a talent when they were younger, they put on the back burner, and they might feel like, oh, can I still embrace it? Can I not still embrace it? What's the key tip you have for them to step out on faith?
Yeah. You know why? If it keeps coming up and you keep thinking about it, I mean, throughout the years, like I'm a mama and had to raise my children and stuff like that, but I still squeezed in a little bit of that performing arts for myself. And it was an outlet for me to express myself. You know what I mean? And so you still have to squeeze out all through the years. Put myself back through school and got my degree and made I prayed and like, Lord, I don't want to stop. I really, grew the brand and I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing, but I need time to study and raise these kids and I'm a wife and you know what I mean? So squeeze it in, especially if it never goes away after all these years, it's still a desire in your belly. That means you got to birth that thing. And you got to start. You have to just start. Baby steps. Baby steps.
I love it. I work with entrepreneurs all day, every day. And the biggest struggle for them will be that they're afraid to put their self out there, or they're afraid to try a different software or something like that. So I love that what you're saying about just getting started and, facing that fear.
You know what? It is putting yourself out there. But for me, because I know that it was God-given, and I stay true and authentic to the visions that I receive. So when I do put it out there and every now and then you get one or two nay haters, that's your opinion. I did what I was supposed to do, what I was responsible to do, and I did it to the best of my ability, and I feel good about it. So, because you are going to have people that, judge and all this and that, but it's like, well, what are you doing? Are you moving any gifts? Are you doing anything? Or are you just kind of sideline talking? So I don't pay no mind to that. I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, focusing on me. I do me. So I tell my people, I tell your viewers, do you, baby. Step out and do you.
Oh, I love that a lot. That's probably going to be the snippet I put online because I love that so much. It's one of my mottos too. Yeah. So going back, let's see. What's one thing your production studio did for people in your community that you didn't expect to happen?
You know what? Just being in the community, them knowing that I'm there, and that when you hear about a Sister Batten production, you're going to get something good. You're going to experience something special, something different, and it's going to be enjoyable. So when you walk through those doors, that's why I focus, which makes me a little bit different than other people. I really focus on atmosphere and environment and really transposing space. I love playing with space. If it's a floor and a ceiling, we're going to work that thing with what we got. And just when you walk in, you feel it. You feel the love, you feel the ambiance, you feel the anointing, and you like, ooh, you can start getting excited. You hear the little music, the band playing, the stage is looking good. I've done dinner shows, concerts, and it's been a wonderful experience. People forget all their problems and just enjoy, even though I'm displaying some of the problems on screen because it's life, you know what I mean?
Yes.
My storytelling is life and current events and issues, but yet there's a turning away. But yet when you tried everything else, how about trying God, try Jesus, even tried everything, so it's just a wonderful experience for people. And I'm so proud of that. I work with a lot of wonderful people, team, because it takes a village. I ain't doing this by myself. It takes a village. And we all just utilizing our gifts, articulate the vision as best as possible. And everybody just boom, 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 boom. We get it done. We don't get no sleep, but we get it done.
That's so cool. Anaya, that's a member on my team. She's also a family member, but she's really big into plays here in my town in Florida and in Jacksonville, Florida. And yeah, I remember plenty of times me being on the phone with her and her being like, I just came from practice. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. So yeah, long nights, I understand.
You know why? Because you really want to bring forth the best possible product. And I always think of the people. Always thinking of the people, and I look at everything from the viewers, from the audience, and I'm very detailed oriented, and I like to make sure that everything is as best as possible, like we covered everything. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, you get an experience with a Sister Batten production. It's an experience.
Wow, I'm excited. Now, do your shows travel or are they only in California?
I'm on the East Coast now because we relocated. So we'll go from local cities and renting out venues, community centers. And I do that because coming from New York, I was grown before I saw my first real play because I couldn't afford it. So affordability is extremely important to me. I want people to be able to afford a ticket to come on out and see what you don't work so hard 9, 10 months to do. And so affordability is extremely important to me. So we try to stay local and we'll go from community to community. The church, I've been working with the church side by side. They're the first people that opened up the door for me when I first was receiving this gift and didn't know how to, I'm like, woo, just so super excited and telling them the vision, and they didn't really understand how you're gonna do all this stuff, but yet they gave me the opportunity and I'm so thankful. And still, even to this day. So God
Wow.
bless my church family. Love y'all.
You are extremely blessed to have a church family that supports you and that gives you those opportunities. That's amazing.
And that's other churches too in the area. They hear about me. We partnership on some stuff. It's a win-win for everybody, all parties. And it's just bringing people together. That's what I love to do. Bringing people together. Folks that you wouldn't even think, you'd be like, wow, yep, we are all working together.
I love that, especially in these times where everyone feels so separated or disconnected. The fact that you can bring them together for a project that's going to change so many lives is amazing. So I understand that you also have a playwright coming out as well, or that you are, like you said, you're shopping it now. Screenplay.
The Screenplay, Second Chance Screenplay. Second Chance started out as a trilogy. That was one of my first writings. And the Lord took me back to that. And I compiled that trilogy with all of that drama and everything and added some new stuff to it, some new current stuff. Ooh, it's a good project. And so I finished writing it and now we're shopping that project. It's ready to go. We just need the funding for it. So we're seeking partnerships and sponsorships and that sort of thing to help get this project done. And we want to do it right.
Where can they sponsor that project?
You can go to sisterbatten.com, which is my website. And there's a tab on there which shows you all of the information. Like if you wanted to do a sponsorship, what you would get for that sponsorship. I mean, some of it, depending on the dollar amount, you can have a walk-on role in the actual film. So, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow, that is really cool.
Yeah. There's co-producing, producers, executive producer, sponsorships. There's room for us all because it's going to take us all to get a feature film done. You know, especially in the indie. You know, I'm independent filmmaker and playwright and that sort of thing. So our funding comes from the people or grants or whatever we can get our hands on.
And I have a client / friend. She's one of my best friends in real life, but she's also a client of mine. And I did her website back in 2019. And then flash forward to a documentary she's been working on since then. She's finishing it up, but she's also looking for funding. And so she's on Indiegogo,
Yep,
Kickstarter, and the website too. So that's why I was wondering, are you on Indiegogo and Kickstarter too?
I will. I did my first project like that on Kickstarter, and I'm thinking about Indiegogo or even some of the other fundraising platforms that they have out now, where anybody, because Indiegogo and stuff like that, Kickstarter is mainly for, the creatives. Not everybody may know about that, but some of the other funding platforms that's open, like GoFundMe or whatever, that's open for everybody, anybody.
I love that. And then I know that you were a self-taught filmmaker, right?
Correct.
So what advice would, Awesome. So what advice would you have for a self-taught filmmaker or someone that's super new to the industry that wants to get their feet wet? What advice would you give them?
Start small. Start with some skits, some one act plays or short films, if that's your thing. or, start small and then work that thing up. And then also get your hands on as much learning material, workshops, any kind of educational things that they have out there. That's what I did. And I learned and I grew while I was working, and still continue learning. Every day I'll learn something new.
Very, very cool. Now, when it comes to your production crew, what are some key qualities that they should have to where they're going to knock it out of the park and be able to provide that amazing one-of-a-kind experience that Sister Batten Productions provides for their audience? What's that one quality you look for?
Well, they need to be good at what they do. That's number one. You got to bring it. you got to bring it. If you're going to be a cinematographer, you need to be good at that. If you're going to be an editor, you need to be really good at that. And then secondly, I'm faith-based. So there's no bad language on set. Everything is positive. So I let that be known. We pray before we start. We pray afterwards. We pray over all the equipment, and so we come together as a family. So it's like a family when we're on set or these projects, So you have to be open to that. And I have worked with people that are not Christian or whatever, or faith-based, but they do respect. And by the time we finish, they call me Sister Batten too,
That part.
It's all good.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Before meeting you, they might have been walking the faith, but after, they can pray.
Yeah, they like, we gonna pray? Yes, we gonna pray.
Yes. I love it. So this brings me to the next part of our discussion, which is, since we're on the contentcure.co and we talk all things social media, blogging, email marketing, video marketing, Sister Batten, what is your favorite social media platform?
It's still right now Facebook, YouTube. You got IG. I need to get better at that stuff, but I like those. Yeah.
Yes, I noticed you're extremely active on Facebook. Facebook is something I'm trying to get back to. I'm loving IG, TikTok and Reels.
Even LinkedIn is good.
LinkedIn is good.
You get a lot of connections there, and you meet a lot of people in the industry. So that's another good one.
True. So what's your favorite type of content to enjoy?
Action.
I love it. Action. So
we love action. Marvel, all of the superheroes and stuff.
I was Wonder Woman one Halloween with my daughter. I know you're faith-based. Do you celebrate Halloween or no? I know it's random, but no problem.
Do not.
No worries.
We do not. And then Christmas time, it's all about Jesus is the reason for the season, and I explain why. Halloween, I explain why. You know what I mean? So it's all good. But yeah, we love a little action. I love comedy. My faith-based industry as well, and those really wonderful movies. There's tons of those out there too. But me and my hubby, if I'm with the hubby, it's gonna be action. If I'm by myself, I might see something romantic,
Very cool. So when it comes to, because I know that you're not just a visual creative, you're also a writer, a journaler. You love writing. So when it comes to the content you love to create, and of course I know in your production studio, you're filming all the time. So for yourself, for your own, for the content you enjoy to create, do you like to make video blogs or what's the other one? Or podcasts? I know we're on a podcast now and it has a video, but what's your favorite type of content to make?
I don't have a podcast. I don't have a physical studio. I'm kind of like a writer for hire. And then when I have these projects, I'll hire the team, and then we'll find locations and all of that kind of stuff. But you know what I had a lot of fun with was a music video. I thought that was really fun. That was fun. I really enjoyed that.
So what did you love about it?
I loved everything about it. Of course, the music, because it's just kind of cool. And then you get the storytelling and your concept along with the music. It's nice. So that's fun. Yeah. And it's short. You can get it done. Well, it all depends. It all depends, actually. but I'm kind of like that one day type of girl. We, when you indie, you ain't got a whole lot of money as of yet, but you get it done in your one day and pay your people, make your payroll,
Yes.
and then from there, post production will be a lot longer with the editing and getting everything right, and then your distribution and stuff like that. But yes.
And I do see on your Facebook that you do a lot of lives, just like me and you are talking here today. You do a lot of live appearances. Do you like live video more or pre-recorded more?
As long as it's bringing forth you know what? I would say like stage plays, I like live because you go with it. You go with that thing. You get that back and forth and that immediate reaction. So that's kind of cool.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I enjoy plays as well. I don't go to as many as I would have liked. As a child, with one of my schools I went to, I think we did go to some theater here in town, and we saw a play where they came to us. Well, I take it back. Back then, they would come to us. And then when we were a little bit older, to where the children could actually behave during a theater show, we would go to them. I remember going to one at a Jewish center and then one at a theater here in town. Jacksonville's very big into the arts community. So we have a few different theaters where local actresses and actors, directors, and like you said, production crews get together and put on shows. The one that my family members are part of, they are student-based, or a lot of them are students. So they got the opportunity to put on their own shows at a local college here a few times a year. And then on other campuses, other universities, other colleges, they do them as well. And then we have, like you said, different community centers that they have like their own league of people, right, that they have a production studio. And then another side of town will have one too, which I think is kind of interesting because depending on how big or small someone's town is, they might only have like one big production crew that does that. Or what's been your experience when you go from city to city? Do you notice that different sides of town have their own production crews and stuff, or clubs, or
they do?
Just
They do. And you start with, well, you have a budget, and so you know what venue you're able to that will be able to host your production. And depending on what your needs are and the size of the stage and all of that, you have to take all of that into consideration into your what your venue that you're selecting. I love community centers. They're always in the heart of the community, and the space, because I love transforming space, and people walk in, they never thought that this would look like that. Like, that's kind of cool. They're like, wow. So if we ain't in a theater, we're gonna make that thing look like we're in the theater.
I love it. I love the idea of transforming the space and giving them that wow factor, that you making that experience extra special for them because they invested their money to come see. I love it. So now that brings me to the rapid fire questions. So I'm just trying to remember them off memory. Hot or cold drinks?
Hot.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Favorite podcast?
Yours.
I love when people say that.
How about that? Yeah.
Clubhouse or Twitter?
Clubhouse. I'm new to it though.
Woo, Clubhouse. Facebook or Instagram?
Everybody would say Instagram, but I say Facebook.
I was gonna say I already know the answer because I already asked you before. TikTok or Reels on? Oh, never mind. You don't care about Instagram. I was gonna say, do you like TikTok?
I'm not on it yet. I will, but I'm not on it as of yet.
Since you're the director, filmmaker, Bravo or Lifetime?
Lifetime.
I'm surprised. I know why.
I want to pursue that too. I'm hoping that some of these scripts or something would get picked up on Lifetime or one of the other television. Television's my ultimate goal.
Ooh.
That's my ultimate goal.
So since you said that, what would be your dream network to be featured on if you could choose one national network?
Oh man, I don't know. Look, I even love Hallmark.
Yes, I was gonna say yeah.
I love me some Hallmark. I love me some Hallmark. They're doing really good with movies. So I would say Hallmark.
Ooh, Oh, I was gonna say, since you like the Lifetime, I was like, oh, Hallmark would be up her alley for sure.
Yeah, yeah, especially with the faith base and things like that. So I think they're ready for. They've been real diverse lately. So
Yes,
be ready for a Sister Batten production. I think they are. I'm gonna speak it.
I
Yes,
could see you on Netflix too. Wink, wink.
that's it. Netflix too. Yep.
Yep. And then I had one more question that I usually ask people in the beginning of the rapid fire, but oh well, it doesn't matter. What was your word, or what is your word of the year or phrase of the year for 2021?
Just do it. Stop using excuses and just stop talking about it. Stop wearing everybody out about it and just do it. Do it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I've really enjoyed speaking with you, Sister Batten. How can people listening connect with you?
Absolutely. Sisterbatten.com and everything, the whole brand is Sister Batten, Batten. So you can find me on Facebook, IG, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be wonderful, Sister Batten Productions, and connect. I'm real easy to get to. Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, this has been Erica Johnson and not Dr. D. Tina Batten, aka Sister Batten.
Yes.
We're gonna call her Sister Batten.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed speaking with you. And if you are enjoying the contentcare.co, make sure you subscribe to this podcast or download it, whatever you do, to not miss another episode and to learn more about amazing guests just like Sister Batten today. Bye bye. Till next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.